Good evening, everybody. Okay, I'm on the spot. I create story for you right now.
All right.
When I was 3 years old, one thing I loved very, very much, and that was swimming. Mind you, I had never been near water other than the tub or the sink, but I loved swimming. And swimming meant, for me, being in my parents' bedroom while my mother folded clothes on the bed for herself and her 5 children and her husband. And I would lay on the end of the bed and hang off the side and go swimming. And we would just talk, she and I think that made swimming more fun for me. And I'd tell her things about my day, you know, my 3-year-old day. Things like, Mommy, you know, in this house, we lived in an old house in Philadelphia. In this house, we have tigers. She said, oh, really, Nina, tigers? And she's folding towels, sheets, underwear. I said, yes, we have tigers. We have big ones. We have little ones. We have lots of tigers. She says, well, when have you seen these tigers, Nina? I said, I see them all the time. They're in the walls. And she said, tigers in the walls? Yes, tigers in the walls. And I'm swimming. And I'm swimming. And she said, are you enjoying swimming? I said, I love swimming. I love swimming. But there are tigers in the walls. She said, well, how do you know that there are tigers in the walls? Well, because I can hear them. You can hear them? Yes. I had a lisp then. Yes, I can hear them. And sometimes I can see them. You can see them? And she's looking at the wall. And I don't know if you're old enough to remember when walls had those wooden slats, and then they had some kind of canvasy type material on top, and then they were painted over. Do you remember that? Well, what's that called? Stucco, okay. All right, I'll buy that, stucco. And, and this stucco would actually move. You see, because I wasn't lying about what I saw in the walls. I did see something, and I thought they were tigers, but they weren't. They were tiny, tiny critters. This was an old house, okay? Could it be a mouse? Rhymes with house. Okay, fast forward. We're in the kitchen. Now, back in those days, I had a lot of hair, unlike today. And, yeah, I don't like hair. But, but my mother used to sit me in the kitchen and braid my hair. And as she braided my hair, then I would have not much to do, so I'd look around, and one day I saw a tiger run under the door of the cellar. And I said, Mom, there's a tiger. She said, a tiger, Nina? I said, yes. It ran under the door into the cellar. And she said, well, why don't you open the door and see if you see it? So I opened the door, and I looked down the long, dark staircase, and I said, tiger, oh tiger. And she said, do you see the tiger, Nina? No, I didn't see the tiger. She said, well, maybe the tiger's gone home. So that night I went to sleep, and I had a dream. Actually, it was a nightmare. But I didn't know that at first. And in the dream that turned into a nightmare, I got up out of bed, walked downstairs, went down to the basement door, the cellar door, opened it up, and said, tiger, are you there, tiger? And the tiger didn't answer. So I creeped down the steps of the cellar in the dark, and it got darker and darker, and I got to the bottom, and there was a concrete floor, and I walked across the concrete floor to the earth floor. And I walked into the dark corner of the earthen floor, and I said, tiger, are you there, tiger? and I heard something move. And I saw something move. And I went closer. And the closer I got, then I realized it wasn't a tiger at all, but a hand. A hand. And the hand started coming toward me. And I started running. And I ran back up the steps, and I ran up the steps to my room, and I fell in the bed, and I fell out of the bed, and I woke up. And I guess what I saw was what I got.